Going to begin our day together with a question. The big three are done. We've got the data points for the athletic season. I believe there's one sport still going. No, two sports still going. But I kind of want to get a final grade on the A&M 25-26 this past sports year. Football, basketball, baseball, the big three have wrapped up. I'm kind of, and we use letter grades. Someone here in the halls of Brian Broadcasting said, are you doing letter or number? Because a lot of times, and this is one of the things I love about Brian Broadcasting, we've got about 100 sports fans wandering the halls. We talk sports all day long, whether it's Ryan Starr, who Fridays hosts Chip Howard Sports Talk, and our sales people, and yeah, we got a lot of sports people. So anyway, and the question was, is it a letter grade or number grade? And I said, I don't use numbers. I'm bad at math. So the A, B, C, D, F thing, simple thing. What is the grade for the A&M athletic season that just wrapped up? It hit me last night and been toying with it this morning. Because I have said throughout the year that you could see the trend for Aggie athletics. Without a doubt, you could see the trend for Aggie athletics. And everything is trending stock up. You could see a potential path of where Aggie athletics is going. The Olympic sports, a couple of national championships, and Aggie volleyball inspired Aggie Nation without a doubt. That was an incredible, I use the word inspirational run. You saw people, rallied around them. There's base facts if we remove some of the emotions at the end of certain events. But Aggie football started 11-0. Aggie football was on pace to have a Heisman Trophy winner, win the SEC. The last two games fell flat. But we saw, and that was in year two. Aggie basketball, I don't think I can overstate, even though I've stated many times. I think what Bucky did when you put all the parameters in play, he was hired late in the portal with almost all the players off the board. Buzz had left the program pretty much decimated. Bucky took over at a non-traditional basketball program. And in year one, got those 20 wins, got them in the NCAA tournament. And you saw what a great coach he was individually. I thought what Buzz did was walk on water and turn, Gatorade into wine. And yeah, I thought it was incredible. I thought it's one of the greatest coaching jobs I've watched at Texas A&M ever. Was it 1 or was it 5? I don't know the number, but it was one of the greatest coaching jobs I've ever seen at Texas A&M, what Bucky did in year one. We go to baseball, and it's still a little raw because the final month and obviously the regional finale, pretty disappointing. And I think I'm using mild word choices there. Okay, the final month was disappointing, but losing to USC twice and having your calling card, what you're best at, offense, fail the greatest is more than disappointing. That was awful. But if we pause, the season, which is finishing third in the SEC and ending up as a national seed, a year removed from not making the postseason, that was good. Aggie baseball on the meta level never should be happy just to participate in the postseason. That's not Aggie baseball. Period. End of conversation. I don't think anyone would argue with that. Aggie baseball, its fans, the program should ever just be like, yay, we made it, and that's enough. I've stated how many times what I think Aggie baseball is men. They they should be hosting 9 years out of 10 men. And they should be in the supers if you're going 9 years as a regional host. And normally, not every regional host advances. That's the new norm. This year is absurd. Don't use this year as the model. That would be a horrific mistake. But if you're hosting 9 out of 10, you should be in the supers 6 out of 10 years. And I'm sorry, this year, you went the 2-0. USC had to win 5 games. Their offense was not their calling card. It was just set up too well for a team that wanted to mash and bash their way to a super. So I particularly, looking at it, find myself disappointed. But again, you take the facts of this year versus last, and you take the facts of the progress made from year 1 to year 2. So I ask you, what letter grade do you give Aggie Athletics 25-26? I end up, again, I have trouble breaking down things on the micro level because I'll look at Aggie softball, who had a phenomenal SEC campaign. Their non-conference was not very good. The postseason was horrific again for them, hosting, not advancing. But their SEC regular season was actually very impressive. I think they set the A&M record for SEC regular season wins. But they failed in the SEC tournament, which I don't care about conference tournaments, but their non-con, first month was pretty weak. Couldn't beat ranked teams at that time and did not advance to their own regional for the second year. How do you letter grade that? What has value? And not everything has equal value at all, actually. And I am someone who believes that the postseason defines everything. I hate it, but it does feel like in every sport that your regular season is just, and depending on the length of your season, but it's 3 to 4 months of playing for seeding. Am I wrong on that one? I hate it. To be fair, for you and I as a fan, even if you know that's the truth, we still enjoy the weekends. We enjoy the midweek games. We enjoy the individual moments. But it does at times feel like that the regular seasons, and they're 3 months or 4 months long, are just seeding for the postseason. How many times have I said, can you name the conference champion of X 2 years ago? But if a team won advanced out of a regional, or if they won 2 games in a tournament. And that's not even winning championships, but if they have tournament wins. But you can't remember a conference champion regular season or tournament from year X. That's just the way the system's built. Post-season success defines. Because if you won an SEC tournament and then you don't advance from a regional, you won't remember they won the SEC tournament. But you can go one and done and be a 3 seed in a regional somewhere. But if you win the regional, you're going to remember that for 10 years. No one's going to remember you were even they will remember the 3 seed, but it will be hailed as a great story. No one's going to talk about the failure of the regular season that you were forced to be a 3 seed. No one's going to say, they advanced from the regional, but they stunk for 4 months. Should never have been a 3 seed. No one says that. But you don't advance from your own regional, everyone's going to say, who cares? My point being, postseason defines. So, my question, and you can go through the big 3 sports. Give me the letter grade. You can give me a final grade just for the entire athletic season that was. But today, what are your final grades for Aggie Athletics? And you can do football, basketball, baseball, or just a final grade for the athletic season that was, whatever strikes you, however you see it. By the time we hit 1 o'clock, I think I'm going to share mine. I waffle. I really do waffle. Because my belief system is the postseason defines. I also believe there should be some trophies, rings, or something. And maybe that's being an Aggie for so long that I've seen these one-year successes. But I'm not dumb enough to not see that it's the entire A&M athletic department that's trending. And that brings me great happiness and hope. Okay? It does. I see how the individual, and I'm someone who tends to live in the macro, but if you look at what an Elko is the individual, Bucky is the individual, I don't know how you don't buy stock in them. Seriously, too. How do you not get on board with them? No matter what history has taught you, no matter how much boss you may be hit over the head with, how do you not buy stock in Elko and not buy stock in Bucky? Like, for me personally, I don't care if I get burnt again by either one. That's how fine I am. That's how much belief I have in what I've seen from both of them. If it's just, oops, we hear it go again, I won't care. Because for how I see things, I love what I've seen from both. There's not perfection. Like for Bucky, maybe he went too long in season with the same lineup before it was obvious he needed to make changes. But one does not outweigh the 25 other incredible, phenomenal things he did. Elko, okay. You could pick on a play. You could pick on a game. But there isn't perfection. But the greatness so far outweighs it. So you text me, 979-693-1150. And again, we're grading the A&M athletic season. It can be by sport or final grade. It's whatever works to you. We're just getting started. This is the Louie Bellina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio. This is the Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. Wednesday on the Zone.
Your home for Texas A&M football is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. The Zone. The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show on a Wednesday. And Wednesdays, 11:20 on the ish side.
You got a lot of stuff here.
Well, yeah, it's what I do.
I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
I've got a phone. I've got a Masters 2023 cup.
All the paper.
Well, there's a lot.
I was wondering where all the paper went in the radio station, Broad Broadcasting, and you use about a ream a day.
Well, when I started Broad Broadcasting, Ben Downs, legendary manager of the year, area man, him and I had a hardcore negotiation about my contract. And he said, get out of my office. And then when I came back the next day, he still told me to get out of his office. But on the fourth day, I said, hey, I want all the paper I want. And he looked at me and said, get out of my office again. But just as long as he doesn't look, I can use all the paper I want.
Well, the good thing about Ben is he doesn't know we're here. So we pretty much fly under the radar.
Just as long as he never looks at the paper, I'm fine. Day he looks at the paper, I'm fired.
Yeah.
So, Chip, I need your help with something. You're Mr. DFW as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
And within the past, I think it's 3 days. Within the past 3 days.
I know what's coming.
The Dallas Mavericks are moving to Valley View Mall in North Dallas. The Dallas Stars are moving to the shops of Willow Bend to be part of a sports and entertainment district. Why is everyone leaving the American Airlines Arena? Why are all the teams leaving downtown Dallas?
You always point your finger at the leadership, right, of Dallas, mayor, council, all those people. That's the first thing. The University of Texas put out a thing on Twitter today saying in the year 2031, and they have a picture of the Cotton Bowl.
Yes.
Texas will play more games in Dallas than the Stars, Mavericks,
combined,
Cowboys, and Rangers combined.
Yeah, I knew combined was going to be that. Right.
Crazy.
The city of Dallas has no more pro teams starting in 2031, right?
They both say American Airlines Center is what's the word? Anyway, they just say it's too old fashioned. But
what does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, they've got.
Do they not have Wi-Fi?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I mean,
I'm stunned.
I don't know.
The normal rhetoric we had heard before this is normal rhetoric and renegotiation.
The Stars are moving to Plano. At least the least you can say is the Mavericks will be in the city of Dallas, okay, proper. But the Stars will be in Plano. I don't know what they're going to do with the American Airlines Center. That's a really expensive concert venue that you need to fill up about 300 days a year to make it work.
There's a lot of dates missing now, starting in 2031.
A lot of dates. And I don't understand it.
It's going to be a parking lot.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I've never seen this before either, by the way, anywhere.
But look, the money and the growth is north, way north, in the Dallas area. And that's where, their sponsors live. That's where they are. I'm just explaining it. I'm not defending it. Downtown Dallas is already, there was a meme today that the Kennedy Museum is going to move, and it's, in the assassination site at the library.
So Arlington will now have the Mavericks, Cowboys, Dallas Wings, and Texas Rangers starting in 2031?
No, not Arlington. No, the Mavericks aren't moving to Arlington.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, they're North Dallas, far North Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
it's just so bizarre
Arlington.
to think that Dallas. Should I say Dallas proper?
It's a failure by city leaders for sure.
Is Dallas going to care?
But also
Dallas itself, do they really care?
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
Oh, I really think so. But a lot of this started with the battle between the Stars and the Mavericks. Who owns the arena? That all that went to court. It was ugly. And so the whole situation, as somebody who grew up in the area, it's depressing. It really is.
Can't they all just go back to Reunion Arena?
Yeah, I wish they could, man. Those were the days. That place rocked. They had the low ceiling and it was loud. And I had just gotten used to the new arena. Now it's like, it's passed us by. We need something else.
That arena's too new. I mean,
exactly.
To have it abandoned already.
I'm a guy who thought the Rangers didn't need, a new baseball stadium because I really like the old one. I didn't think it was that old. I didn't think it was aging. I thought it was beautiful. But hey, that's just me,
Is it possible this is all like a bluff? Like this is to force changes? Or no,
I don't think so.
Because I saw, and there's some wording in here that fascinates me. Let's see. Okay, the Dallas Stars signed a non-binding letter of intent. Non-binding.
Right.
Could this be power play politics?
Could be. I mean, there's certainly, although the city of Plano is meeting Monday, as I understand, the city council. To approve everything that needs to be approved. So that's another step. If it is a power play, they're going to take it right up to the edge. But I don't know.
All right, Chip, another question for you. Question I asked today on my show is, now that we've got the data points for Aggie Athletics 25-26, final grades. And it can be for the athletics.
For each sport or for overall athletic
It's whatever
department?
hits you. It can be for the final big three, was your final grade football, basketball, baseball, or just for the athletic season that was for Texas A&M. Because I struggle where I think the postseason defines everything. I think people don't remember regular season. I think the regular seasons have turned into 3 to 4 months of seeding.
I mean,
but
that's probably true. I don't think that should be true, but it is probably true.
But I know as an individual fan,
so each
weekend, each game is awesome.
I got the football team with B, and I think if they'd have won a game, they'd have beat Miami, be A minus. Really good year. There's been a lot of bad years, but that was a really good one. It doesn't take long to spoil fans. They'll expect more, and I get it. Basketball, a solid B, maybe even a little bit higher given the level of expectations and given the fact that they won a game in the tournament. I may be a hard grader. But again, given the level of expectations, somewhere between an A minus and a B plus. What else am I missing? Baseball.
Yeah, that's done.
Baseball, man, I may say B minus, Lou, given, again, they created a level of expectation as the season went on. It wasn't there at the beginning, certainly.
They were picked 13th in the league.
I get it. That's what I'm saying.
Finished third.
Yes, they had a good year. They really did.
Decimated by injuries.
Other teams have injuries. I wouldn't say they were decimated, but losing Aiden Sims may have cost him a chance, certainly, to advance. Possibly did. Although USC just beat the hell out of them, twice. So it's hard to say, hey, if Aiden Sims would have been here, and maybe he could have changed things. I'm not saying he couldn't. Not the reason I'm lowering it a little bit is because they're at home with all that crowd, with all that support, where they're supposed to win, and you play all year to get that, opportunity. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out.
So now take the rest of what happened in the sports today, and what's the final grade for the athletic department?
Well, you got a national championship, right, in tennis, in women's tennis. I think this year's been a good solid B. Are they not going to come close to winning the Directors' Cup or what? There's several cups.
Look, they won the Lone Star Challenge. No one cares about Directors' Cups.
You're right.
They destroyed
Fair.
Texas.
That's fair.
That's all that matters.
That's fair. So I think it's a really good year.
So one last question.
Seen
for
a
you.
lot worse years. Let's put it that way, Lou.
Oh yeah, there's been dark days.
I think it's a good solid year.
So before that final game Monday night, I saw this graphic that Game 7 for the regional against USC had specialty pricing on the concessions.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And, I'm not familiar with ballpark concession prices. So
me neither.
I'm going to throw the price, and you tell me if it's how special the pricing is.
So is this true, or is that just? Oh, it's on social media, so it's got to be true.
Well, it's from the A&M baseball.
Okay, let's go.
So a hot dog for $7.99.
Oh, that's way out of line.
Really?
For me?
Okay, I'm asking you.
You're asking for me. That's expensive.
Because I figure with the last game of the year.
I go to Arlington to get a cheaper hot dog at a Rangers game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So, I asked this because I figure with the last game of the year,
so
you're getting rid of every hot dog.
They raised prices for this game?
No, I don't know. It said specialty pricing.
Specialty pricing, okay.
And I'm assuming that with it being the last game, because even if they win, they're going to North Carolina, right? You want to get rid of
specialty pricing is you want to get rid of some of your inventory.
Everything.
So does this mean that they lowered the price? Is it normally a hot dog more than that?
Because I didn't define the word special.
Okay. That seems high.
So $7.99 seems high.
Seems high to me.
You mentioned Arlington, right?
Yeah.
Those Decker dogs from the Decker stands.
Yeah.
At Arlington.
Yeah.
Where they grill the onions in front of you.
Oh yeah.
Is one of my favorite ballpark hot dogs.
And if you want, you get chili and cheese on them too.
I don't eat it.
I know.
They just grill it in front of you. The onions and mustard and maybe relish.
Me hungry.
Maybe relish.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, a soda for $6.99.
Oh, good gosh, that sounds.
No, that strikes for a ballpark soda. That strikes me as a good deal. Ballpark
$7?
soda drinks is very expensive.
I'm not talking about ballpark anything. I'm just talking about what's average and fair to charge a consumer. And I realize that when you go to a ballpark, you're going to pay inflated prices. This isn't professional sports. I mean, it's close to it. Don't get me wrong. It's close.
Ballpark soda $6.99. Okay,
I think
nachos $7.99.
I don't know. Everything's so expensive, Lou.
True, but ballpark pricing.
It's canned cheese and bad chips. I mean, how much can that cost?
Well, if they throw jalapenos in, a lot. Popcorn $6.99.
Oh, good gosh!
Chip, it's a bucket of popcorn.
Popcorn takes $1. That's worse than going to the movie to get a popcorn. That's horrible.
It's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I know.
Okay, so I went and saw Mandalorian and Grogu over the weekend.
Okay, and
what?
What did you think?
I think I've read all the criticism, right?
Yeah.
If you like Mandalorian and Grogu, this is a great movie. Okay. It's an action adventure movie.
I gave up on all of that stuff quite a while ago.
Wise.
I love Star Wars, but I never.
Okay.
So
most
there's
of it's
a movie.
trash.
There's a movie coming out. I'm going to have the director on next week called Pressure. It's on D-Day. But it's about the twist is it's about the guy that's forecasting weather for D-Day.
Oh.
And trying to get the weather forecast right and we know
kind of important.
Very, very.
Because they'd have called it off.
Cost lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they'd have called it off based on the weather.
Yeah. So anyway, I've seen the trailer and I'm really interested in this movie. It's called Pressure. So we're gonna have the director on next week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You'll let us know the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Mandalorian Grogu, the people that's criticizing all, there's just a certain group of people that hate Star Wars and don't even have to see it.
Well, either A, they hate it, or they're so nerdy that everything that happens, they go, oh, that's not right, or that couldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
I saw a review that said it's not indoor, and I went, no, it was never indoor. Why did you ever think it would be? Of course it's not Shakespeare. That's not what, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, bottled canned beer.
Okay, bottled beer or canned beer?
$5.99.
Well, that's cheap.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
And then draft beer was $9.99.
It's about average, unfortunately.
Yeah, not a good deal, not a bad deal.
Not great.
Those weren't the worst prices.
They're not the best.
I just don't know how special.
Not
but
the worst, not the best.
Yeah, I'm scarred by going to like Astros
like I
games.
Said, this was the last game of the year. They should have been, giving some
$2.99 and $3.99. Exactly. Just clear out all inventory.
Hey, especially for these fans that rode this season out and that were there every single game, right? I don't know, Lou. I'm old fashioned. I would have said, hey, it's fan night. These are our prices.
Dollar dogs. Yeah. No, remember quarter dogs and dollar sodas?
I remember dime dogs. That's how old I am.
Yeah,
Lou.
but there's not many of us left.
Ballpark. Yeah, I know.
Was it nickel soda?
Yeah.
Quarter beer?
Yeah. That
was the old days.
Beer night in Cleveland. They
never did it again.
Never did it again.
Never did it again. What do you got today, Chip?
Joel Klatt from Fox. He does a podcast. People around here aren't going to be thrilled with it.
He hates the SEC.
Which is why I'm going to play it. And then Scott Clendenin will be with me. Mallory's going to be with me.
It's going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah. You got to listen for Joel.
Be awesome, Chip.
Okay.
Later. Chip Howard Sports Talk, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6. Chip and I catch up, hang out here on the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. Today, it is Wednesday. You're listening to The Zone.
This is the Francis Valley's only all-sports station, The Zone. 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
Question on the table, simple, basic. Final grade Aggie athletics. And you can go by sport. You can just do the athletic department. That's the big meta question. I'm kind of wondering how many people share the sentiment, my belief, of the direction Aggie athletics is going in. But so final grade Aggie athletic department, final grade by sport, whatever is stuck in your head. Joe said, I would give the football team an A-. I would give the basketball team a B, and I would give the baseball team a B-. I've got A++. The athletic director's doing a great job. LSU and TU get an F+. I understand that text message from Zachary in College Station represents a lot of Aggie zeal. There can be no A++ without a national championship in the Big Three. I cannot share that sentiment, but I like the energy and enthusiasm. Jared in College Station, I would have to rate them all a B+. Had some regular success in the Big Three and a few good wins, but at the end of the day, it's about what you do in the postseason. So Jared in College Station is a B+ across the board. It seems like without postseason success, he can't do the A level. That's Jared in College Station. Kyle from Hutto. Wow, this is detailed. Kyle from Hutto. Aggie sports grades. Volleyball, A++. Football, A. Basketball, B+. Baseball, B. Softball, B+. All athletics, B+. Common theme minus volleyball. Need to advance in the postseason. In totality, oh, good word. I love totality. Great word. In totality, the athletic department's on the upswing. Think we have great coaches to keep momentum. All right, I like that text message. Aggie volleyball is A++ to infinity. Football, A-. I can take that. I don't know. I could take that. When you lose to your rival, lose at home in the college football playoff, I don't know if an 11-1 season is an obvious A. Is there anyone that really would fight that base statement? If you go 11-1, you have an A. Now, we start tacking in the other things. But 11-1 is an A grade. I don't think losing in the college football playoff, when it's the first time you've ever made the college football playoff, loses you a whole letter grade. Like, you don't go from A to B. So I know for me, football's an A or A-. You can't lose a whole letter grade because you lost the college football playoff game. because you made it. Right? So with football, that's as basic and maybe even boring, but I'm just saying it's an A or A minus. I mean, obviously there's no plus. Now, it's rough because how much do you deduct for losing to your rival? Nothing when you're 11-1, actually. I don't think you lose any points, any credit, anything. 11-1, it don't matter where the one was. So losing to Texas, to me, takes nothing away from your final grade. It hurts. Some would use the word it sucks, but it doesn't affect your grade. Losing to Miami at home, but it's the college football playoff, not some random bowl, because then it would matter not at all either. And you could, no, I don't need to go more detail. So for football side of things, if we want to go A minus, because it can't be an A if you lose to your rival, and it can't be an A if you lose at home in a playoff, but A minus then instead of A, I'm comfortable with that. Joe, Chip, he's not here, but Chip will hear this. He listens to the podcast of the Louie Bellina Show in his office every afternoon. It inspires him before he goes on the air. Don't tell Chip I said that. Joe texted and said, Chip, I couldn't agree more. The inflated prices for concessions is ridiculous. I do. Okay. Chip and I were talking about concessions. I believe the inflated prices are ridiculous. It's all relative. The specialty pricing I saw, I thought were not ridiculous compared to how normally ridiculous is. Like, I go to Dyken Park Astros games, and compared to what I used to go, and I knew I was getting me a hot dog, Sheriff Blaylock nachos, 2 beers, maybe 3. And then who knows, maybe the Astros used to do this thing that was really cool, where they would feature whatever the specialty was of the visiting team. Like if the Dodgers were there, it was a Dodger dog. And if the Cubs were there, they had a Chicago dog, things like that. And I don't try that. Now, I didn't always do all of that every time, but a good chunk of it. And I could afford that. Didn't say it was cheap. Now, I think I paid like $24 for a St. Arnold's one time, and that's when I kind of figured I was done with ballpark concessions. It's gotten out of control, but everything in life has gotten out of control. I filled up my car yesterday. I let it go as far as I was comfortable on the you need to fill up light. And I don't have to fill it up awful. I get phenomenal gas, but it's $71. And things like that, you're just like, ow, everything's inflated. But ballpark concessions have went, for my belief, way too far in front of the average person, the family of 4. It's just ridiculous. Now, I ain't buying beer anymore at a ballpark. Even if I don't get the St. Arnold's and I go with, a regular domestic, it's not worth it. It's gone to the way too expensive level. Text message, Brad and Lufkin. He gives a B minus. Wow. That's the harshest one we've seen so far. Football was a B plus. Basketball was a B minus. Baseball is a C. You have to have a postseason success in my book to get an A. Brad and Lufkin. Hey, it's your grade. I won't fight you, but I'm normally the one that's critical. That is harsh. Finally, before we take a timeout, you can text at any time today. This is a question people will have the opportunity to tackle throughout our time together. But Ronnie J, I would give them a B across the board. Okay, wow. Ronnie J texted, I would give them a B across the board. And I remember this bar on Thursdays, they had penny beer. What? If you want to remember the name of that, please feel free to share. Penny beer? Is that even legal? 979-693-1110. 1150. You can light up the Texas Mobile and Loop Express inbox. Yeah, I need a quick timeout. I'll come back. It is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric, Residential, Commercial, Industrial Services. It's what they do at CC Electric. Free estimates, military and veteran discounts. You'll find them at CC Electric. It is the Louie Bellina Show, Wednesday on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show. Dial 979-693-1150. Hello. To visit with him. Hello. Or to win. Hello. On the D4 Land Services Hotline. Dial 979-693-1150.
Louie Bellina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio. Nickel beer at Numbers. Another text message, JT5150. Graham or D&D's. I remember this, by the way, specifically, right? It was any coin, any drink, and it's not legal anymore. Yep. I remember that. Trey and Brian, Baja Yacht Club, mid-'80s, any coin, any drink. Thursdays, I think. And then Anonymous. I remember in the early 90s, there was any coin, any drink at Graham Central Station, or maybe after it became Denim and Diamonds. Okay, everyone remember things that people will never forget. Any coin, any drink, Graham's, Denim and Diamonds, and Thursday seems to be the night. I remember those. It's hard to forget. Remember that. Any coin. And people were bringing in coins from other countries and things that weren't coins and nobody cared. And no, they're not legal anymore. The good old days. As we head out the door on our first hour together, a couple of MLB news and notes. Spencer Arrighetti, Houston Astros, was the American League Pitcher of the Month in May. Listen to this, the credentials. He allowed 3 earned runs across 29 innings. He held opponents to a .165 batting average. He was a bad man. So Spencer Arrighetti, Pitcher of the Month in May. Guess what? He starts today against Paul Skeens. Classic. And you can hear that game, Astros-Pirates, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight, right here on The Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. Thanks to Kelly, Bert Dozer. Astros baseball in The Zone and select games on Willie 1550 AM are thanks to Kelly, Bert Dozer. Astros Astros are trailing in the series. Pirates took game 1, 10-6. Story of the game, Mike Burrows. They were taking batting practice off him. He kept giving up solo shots. You survive, not multi-home. Burrows was frustrated after the game. Espada was frustrated after the game. 5 innings, 6 runs, 5 earned. Brian Abreu got in relief and stunk. In a game that was still 6-4, they brought him in the 8th. He gave up 3 runs to ice the game for Pittsburgh. We're 2 months in, and the Astros have not adjusted to the reality of Brian Abreu. I don't understand. Yordan Alvarez hit his 21st. Yordan Alvarez is good at this baseball thing. And again, tonight, 6:40 pregame, 7:10 first pitch. Arrighetti versus Skeens. Listen to Astros baseball tonight on The Zone. Thanks to Kelly Bert Dozer. Rangers. They beat the Cardinals. Rangers have won 5 straight. They're 2.5 back of Seattle, have won 8 straight. And the ALS is starting to go according to how the season predictions were. Mariners 1, Rangers 2. Astros now 6 back and have lost 2 straight. So Rangers, Cardinals go tonight. Gore versus Palante. I got to go, but not for long. Tony Catalina joins me inside the Charles Schwab studio at straight up 12 o'clock. This is the Louie Bellina Show. Oh, yeah. Inside the Charles Schwab studio, Wednesday here on The Zone. I'll be right back with Tony.
The flagship station for Aggie Athletics is The Zone. Whenever the Aggies are playing, you can hear them right here at 1150 and 93.7. Thanks to our Aggie broadcast sponsors who make it happen. Amarillo National Bank, locally owned, family strong, and here to stay. Schulte Roofing, home of the bulletproof roof guarantee. And Rudy's Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Listen to the games on The Zone 1150 and 93.7 FM.